Last Friday, I believe it was, Malala Yousafzai won the Nobel Prize along with India's Kailash Satyarthi, who's a children's rights activist. And this wasn't entirely unexpected. Obviously, Malala has been a kind of global phenomenon. She's a child education activist. She was shot in the head by Taliban gunmen in the Swat Valley in Pakistan, and miraculously survived, and has just been a tireless and really, genuinely amazing advocate for children, for women, and indeed for a broader understanding of Islam in the modern world. Juan Cole did this great write-up about Malala called "Listening to Nobelist Malala Yousafzai Instead of Just Honoring Her." And this is really important because he made the point that it's very easy for us, as an example. We all know Martin Luther King Jr. as an example. He is recognized across the United States, across the political spectrum. He was the man who delivered the "I Have a Dream" speech. There are certain sort of codified things in our social code where everybody, including politicians who are, obscene and advocating for getting rid of voting rights and prison construction, and who want to make lives of poor and vulnerable people worse. They have to come out at least once a year and praise MLK Jr. or at worst, do some type of fantasy about him being Republican, like the comedy routine we do. And of course, what that means is that we don't remember that Martin Luther King Jr. was, at the very least, a social democrat. He was a staunch advocate for addressing poverty and inequality, both obviously that's deeply entwined with race, but beyond. When he was assassinated, he was organizing on behalf of the poor, labor unions in Tennessee. And there's a lot of other examples like this. And Malala, when she met with President Obama, she spoke to him specifically about the drone programs in federally administered Pakistan. She spoke about the consequences of civilian casualties from U.S. foreign policy and how that undermined the work that she was attempting to do. And she has spoken out on a number of other issues like this, in addition to also just trying to be, as much as is humanly possible, a normal teenager, and at the same time be a practitioner of her faith. And I think that is really the fundamental test of this. It's not just a question of course, we all are going to be moved and struck by this story, but she's trying to hold all of us accountable. This is someone who took a bullet from the Taliban for doing what she does. We ought to be listening to her entire message and not just paying lip service to the parts that are easy for us to hear, because she's talking a much bigger picture, and she deserves that and a whole lot more from all of us.